Greetings and welcome to this lecture. We will be starting with a new topic, which is centroid. Now, before going to the actual centroid part, we will see what is the meaning of center of gravity. Because center of gravity concept we will be using a lot when we are solving numericals on equilibrium. Not actually the concept, but weight will act along CG. So we'll see what is the center of gravity first. So I have presented here some example. So here you can see this is a body of any shape and size. Now on this body there are few points which are marked: point A, point B and point C. Forget about point G. So we have a random shaped body which has weight, and we have 3 points A, B and C. Now suppose same body we are attaching at point A a string, and the body is hanged from the ceiling. So here what will happen, this body will remain in equilibrium position. It will not fall down. Why? Because there will be a tension in the string, and there is weight of the body which is acting downward, and they will balance each other and the body will be in equilibrium. Now how this get balanced is, you can see the G point over here. This G is center of gravity. Now this body has been shown over here, one more body. This body is made up of number of particles. Every body is attracted towards the center of the earth, and the distance of this particle from the center of earth, it is very large. So you can consider that all these forces are parallel. So this is a case of which type of system? Parallel force system. So what we will do is we'll convert all the forces into a single force, which is what? Resultant. So here you can see this point G has been marked, which is called center of gravity, from where W weight is acting, which is resultant. So what is the meaning of the center of gravity? Center of gravity of a body is a point, this point G, through which the resultant force of gravity acts irrespective of orientation of body. Now to understand this better, here we will see figure number A. Okay, now when point A is hanged from the ceiling, you can see over here whatever the cord is there, that cord will have some tension. Okay, the direction of tension will be like this. If you consider, okay, this is a cross section over here of that string, and if you consider point A, from there that force will be in upward direction. But if you, why? Because this body is being pulled in upward direction. Okay, it is kept in that location. And if you consider the ceiling part, the string which is there, that string is being pulled in downward direction. So from ceiling point of view, if you resolve the force, it will be acting in downward direction. But if you consider body and this part is string, this much part, so in that case that string is being held in this position and there will be tension in this upward direction. So opposite side arrows we have to draw like this. So this is the tension in the string. Now if you closely observe this, the line of action of point A tension, if you draw a hidden line over here, dotted line, it passes through the center of gravity. Now this tension and weight, they are equal and opposite in nature, and that is why the body will remain in equilibrium. Now if you consider figure B, in figure B we have just same body is there, we have just rotated the body and we have attached the string from point B. So from point B a string is attached to the ceiling. Now again if you notice over here, whatever weight is there of the body, it is acting through point G only. What is this G? This is center of gravity. And what is the W? This is resultant. Okay, there will be number of forces, parallel forces like this, and this W is resultant of that. Again here if you see, you can draw, so here you can resolve this. Suppose we are taking a section over here, so there will be again forces like this. This is the tension part. And if you extend the point B up to G by drawing a dotted line, again you will notice that this tension and this weight, they are collinear and they are opposite to each other. So they will balance and keep the body in equilibrium. What will happen if weight is more? If weight is greater than this tension, which maximum tension the rope can or the string can handle, then this point will break and the object will fall down. But since we are looking at equilibrium condition, this W is balanced by this tension. Now one more diagram, figure C. If you see, in this figure we are again rotating the body and attaching point C to the ceiling with the help of string. And then if you again draw a dotted line from C to G, you will find that this tension, so that is basically line of action of this tension which passes through the center of gravity. So every time we rotate the body, see, center of gravity, it is remaining same. Okay, so every time we are rotating the body, you can observe that this upward force at point A, in figure B at point B, and figure C in points at point C, it is equal and opposite and collinear. That is why body is maintained at equilibrium. So this point is called what? Center of gravity. So what is the center of gravity? This is line of action of the concurrent force. So these two are concurrent forces which act at single point G. Okay, now this we have talked about center of gravity. So we'll go through the definition of center of gravity now. What is the center of gravity? G, or you can call it CG, is a point where the whole weight of the body is assumed to act. That is, it is a point where entire distribution of gravitational force in bracket weight is supposed to be concentrated. So from center of gravity, that weight of the body acts in downward direction. Now this module is about what? Centroid. So when we are considering weight, we consider center of gravity. Now centroid, it is related to area. So if we have two-dimensional figure, okay, like rectangle is there, semicircle is there, circle is there. In that case, whatever we calculate, that is centroid. So what is centroid? Centroid is a point where the whole area of a plane lamina is assumed to act. Centroid is the geometrical center of a figure. So basically, what is this? We use centroid for two-dimensional figures like rectangle, triangle, circle, semicircle, etc. So what is this centroid? It is geometrical center of a figure, and it is a point where the whole area of a plane lamina is assumed to act. Now third concept we will see, center of mass. So what is center of mass? Is a point where the entire distribution of mass is supposed to be concentrated. Now here, what is the unit of this W? Weight, it is Newton. Okay, and if you consider center of mass, there will be M, it will be in kg. Now all these three concepts, they are closely related to one another. So now we will see a concept where how to identify what is center of gravity of a body. So here, see the diagram over here. We are looking at center of gravity because centroid is similar to that. So we'll go to the centroid from center of gravity. So observe this figure, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis has been shown, and the small cylindrical plate has been kept over here. Now this plate, it is kept in xy plane, and that weight of the disc or plate, it is acting in downward direction at point G, center of gravity. Now this cylindrical plate, it is divided into number of parts, individual parts, and what we will do is, this individual particle, the weight acts along the center of that particle and all the forces are parallel. So here two examples are shown. W1, it is acting in downward direction, and W2 is also acting in downward direction. Similarly, there will be up to Wn. Okay, and the resultant weight is this capital W, which is acting at centroid. So what we can write is, what is the capital W which is acting at center of gravity? It will be W1 plus W2 plus Wn. So we have to add all the vertical weights of each and every particle. Next, what we will do is we will apply Varignon's theorem, and take for Varignon's theorem we will take moment about this axis, y-axis. So how to take the moment? What is the resultant? Resultant is W. So W multiplied by x bar. So I'll highlight this. This is W, and what is the distance of this W? Perpendicular distance from the y-axis, it is x bar. So what will be moment of this W force? It will be W multiplied by x bar. Okay. Now sign convention, here you can write down negative because it is clockwise direction moment. Next we will see individually W1 force. Now W1 is acting in downward direction. What is the perpendicular distance of this W1 force from this y-axis? It is x1. Now what will be moment? It will be W1, but it is clockwise, so W1 into x1 but negative. So here we will have a bracket and there will be a negative sign. So this negative will get cancelled. That is why here both left hand side and right hand side has been written as positive. So similarly we will take moment of each and every force. So W2 into x2 and so on till Wn into xn. So this we are talking about what? Center of gravity. So from here what we can do? See this part now. Right hand side it will remain as it is, and what we will do is we will take this W in the denominator, and what is this W? It is W1 plus W2 plus till Wn. So this will be the formula of x bar. Now if you consider, we have to come to the centroid part. So what we will do is we will consider that this thickness of the plate is T, and the density of this plate is rho, and the surface area, total surface area is A. So what we can write is W, which is in Newton, is equal to mass into G, gravitation constant G. Now what is this mass? Density is equal to what? Mass upon volume. So density is equal to mass upon volume. So what will be mass? It will be density into volume. So this part is density into volume, and G will remain as it is over here. Now what is this volume? Volume will be area into thickness. So what is area? This will be area. Okay, this is area and thickness is shown over here. So area into thickness will give volume. So finally W is equal to A, area into thickness into density into G. So similarly for each and every weight you can write down the same thing. W1 you can write A1T rho G. W2 you can write down A2T rho G. So see, now what we are trying to do over here is center of gravity, it depends on weight, and centroid it depends on area. So we are replacing this W1 in terms of area so that we can find what is the centroid formula. So from here what we can do is just substitute the value of W1. What is this W1? It is A1T rho G. So substitute this value in this equation. What you will get? See this. X bar is equal to this equation you will get. Okay, and you can take this T rho G as common from numerator and denominator. It will get cancelled for all the terms, and finally what you will get is x bar is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus up to An xn divided by A1 plus A2 plus up to An. So from here what we can write down x bar formula. This is for centroid. X bar is equal to summation of Ai xi upon summation of Ai. Then similarly we can write, if you take the moment about x-axis, what will be the equation? It will be like this. See this, W1 into Y1, it will be like this, and when you are considering W, it will be Y, and so on. So same procedure you can follow, and for Y you can write down Y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 up to an yn divided by a1 plus a2 plus up to an. So this can be written as summation ai yi upon summation ai. From center of gravity we came to centroid, okay, area, that is important. Now this can be written in some other form also. So mathematically what you can write, x bar is equal to integral of x dA upon integral of dA. So what is this integral dA suggest? Integral x dA, it is moment of area, okay. This, suppose this area is dA, so moment of that area. So when you are considering x, the moment will be about y axis. When you are considering y bar, moment will be about x axis, okay. So this is what basically moment of area. You can see x bar, y bar, you are actually taking moment of area, okay. Now what points you should remember about centroid, we'll see that. So first point is centroid is the geometrical center of a figure. So here one example has been shown. We'll go through this example first. So understand the example. A rectangle has been shown. Suppose this is the point O, where from where x axis and y axis have been shown, okay. So this is y axis and this is x axis. Now if you see this rectangle, we have two axes of symmetry for this rectangle. One is horizontal axis of symmetry and one is vertical axis of symmetry. Now distance, x distance of this rectangle, width of the rectangle, it is breadth of the rectangle, it is denoted by b, and depth it is denoted by d. Now what is the centroid of this rectangle? It will be geometrical center. So center of this rectangle, here this will be G. Now what is the area? Next column you can see area column. What will be the area of this rectangle? It will be B into D. What about x bar? Now what is this x bar? X bar is location of centroid of this rectangle from origin O. Where is the origin? Origin is not the center of the rectangle. Please make a note of this. So whenever you solve numerical on centroid, first thing is identify the origin, because based on origin the distances will change. So for rectangle we have considered this as origin as shown in the figure. So what will be G? Okay, x bar means what? Distance of centroid from origin in x direction. What will be this part? It will be b by 2, half of b. What about y distance? It will be half of d. Okay, with respect to which point? This centroid we are calculating with respect to which point? Origin O. And origin, we understand the origin where the two axes intersect. So in question the axis will be given x and y. Wherever they intersect, that will be origin O. Okay, so this example I have shown. So what you can understand in this example is, if the given figure has vertical axis of symmetry, okay, and horizontal axis of symmetry, centroid lies at the intersection of axis of symmetry. Okay, now based on this diagram we will see some conclusions, what points we can understand. So first thing which we can understand from this diagram is centroid is the geometrical center of figure. Next point, for a symmetric figure, centroid lies on the axis of symmetry. So you can see this part. If you consider this rectangle, vertically this is axis of symmetry. So you can see this centroid G, it lies on this axis of symmetry. If the figure is symmetric about x-axis, then y coordinate of centroid is 0. So suppose, okay, what is meaning of this is, suppose G is shown over here, okay, this is G, and suppose origin also is at that G location, suppose that is the origin, okay, then in that case what will happen? If you are considering origin as G only, in that case, and if the figure is symmetrical about x-axis, then y bar will be 0. Y bar is 0. But what is the condition? O and G, they are intersecting. Okay, it depends on the condition. Then second, if the figure is symmetric about y-axis, so I'll show the y-axis. So this is y, suppose this is y-axis, and if you see origin I have shown over here, and if the axis is shown like this is y and this is x, so if origin is also at this G point, then what will happen? If the rectangle is symmetrical about y-axis, in that case x coordinate of centroid, what is x coordinate of centroid? It will be x bar, that is 0. So if you are considering centroid itself as origin, okay, in that case x bar and y bar will be what? 0, because distance between origin and centroid is 0. That is the meaning of this. Next point, if a figure has more than one axis of symmetry. So in this figure, if you notice, I'll clear out this. In this figure, if you notice, we have two axes of symmetry. First is horizontal. This you can see. This is horizontal axis of symmetry, and next is vertical. So if you have two axes of symmetry, then intersection of axis of symmetry is the centroid of the given figure. So here you can see y and x, wherever it intersects, okay, that axis of symmetry, wherever they intersect, that is centroid G. Next point is centroid may or may not lie on the given figure. So it might happen that centroid of a particular body is outside the given figure also. So we will see the examples where this might happen. Okay, so it is not necessary that centroid always lie on given figure. It can be outside the figure as well. If the axis of symmetry is inclined at 45 degree to horizontal line, then x bar is equal to y bar. So we'll see a numerical where that axis of symmetry is at 45 degree, and when we solve that, now you will understand x bar is equal to y bar. So this point we will understand when we are actually solving the numerical. Okay, here we will be looking at some formulas. All these formulas you have to remember from exam point of view. So we'll see first figure, rectangle. Now I have already told you, whenever you see a figure in case of centroid, you have to first identify what is origin point O. Okay, origin is over here, and if you consider x-axis, this one is x-axis and this one is y-axis. So what will be the area of this rectangle? It will be B into D. This we had already seen. Then what is the location of centroid? Okay, this is G, centroid. From origin O, x bar will be B by 2 and y bar will be D by 2. This also we had seen in previous slide. Now we will go to the next geometry. Again, understand here that we don't have derivation for this x bar and y bar values. You have to remember these values. So we'll see the right angled triangle. So in case of right angled triangle, this point is origin O, where x and y axis, so this is y axis and this is x axis. Now whatever side is there, okay, hypotenuse is there, opposite to that, whatever side is there, from that point, if you measure the distance of centroid, that will be, suppose this horizontal distance is b, so x bar will be b by 3. Similarly, if this is the height of triangle, in that case location of G will be h by 3. But about which point? About the point which is opposite to hypotenuse. Now suppose axis, the center point is given over here. Center point is given over here. This is O. So what will be the axis? This will be x-axis and this is y-axis. Now in this case, okay, what will be x bar? This will be x bar. Now it is in negative direction, so it will have negative. And what is this distance remaining? Total distance is b, and this part is b by 3. So this distance will be 2/3 of that. So this will be minus 2/3 of b. Why negative? Because it is towards left of origin. So that is why I told you, first you have to identify what is the origin in the given figure. And what about y? Y distance, it will remain same, h by 3. Okay. So based on origin, this origin point O, we have to decide what is the x bar and y bar. So here you can see, if origin is towards left, and if you consider that origin point, it is opposite of hypotenuse, then x bar will be b by 3 and y bar will be h by 3 for triangle. Now next figure we will see. Okay, in this case we'll only consider y. Okay, so from base of that triangle, what is this y? It will be, y bar will be h by 3. And what about the area? Area will be half into base into height. In this triangle also, area will be half into base into height. Here we are not calculating x bar, we are only calculating y bar. And what is y bar? It is h by 3. In this case we calculated x bar, this was x bar and this was y bar with respect to origin O. So again in figure number 3, origin is not required because we are only calculating y bar with respect to base. So we'll see the use of this later when we solve numericals. Okay, next formula we will consider for semicircle. Now understand the diagram first. First you have to identify origin. So origin has been shown over here, and y-axis is this one and x-axis is this one. Now in this case, first will be area. What is area of semicircle? It will be pi r square by 2. Then what about x bar? Now if you consider this semicircle, it is symmetric about which axis? Vertical axis, na? And that axis of symmetry, it is coinciding with this y-axis. So that is why x bar will become 0. Okay, so here you can see this centroid G is plotted over here of this semicircle. So if you consider x distance from O, it is 0, na? Why? Because it is only in y direction. So x bar is 0 for semicircle. We are not going to derive, we have to just remember the formulas. What about y bar? So from point O to this point G, y bar is 4r upon 3 pi. This is y bar. Now it is not necessary that this center point is at O. Okay, suppose axis is shown over here. Okay, this is axis and this is point O. Now you answer me, what will be x bar and what will be y bar? What will be x bar? What we have to calculate, what is this x bar? It is distance of centroid from origin O. So what is the distance? R. What about vertical distance? It is remaining same, 4r upon 3 pi. Suppose axis is over here, then what? Then what will be this vertical distance? This will be r minus 4r upon 3 pi, and that will be again negative. So minus of r minus 4r upon 3 pi. So I'll repeat again. If suppose the axis is shifted at this location, so this is y-axis, this is x-axis, and origin is over here. Now what is x bar? X bar is distance of centroid from origin. So in this case, that distance will become radius of the semicircle. What about y bar? Distance of O from centroid, it will remain same, 4r upon 3 pi. Now suppose that axis, okay, and origin is shifted over here. So this is y-axis and this is x-axis, and origin is shifted over here. So what will be the vertical height? It is in downward direction, na, from point O. So it will be negative of total height is r, radius. minus this distance 4r upon 3 pi. So in this way we have to calculate centroid. So basically centroid is what? First important thing is you have to identify origin point O where axis is given. Okay, wherever both the axis intersects, that will be origin point O, and x bar will be x distance of the centroid from O, and y bar will be y distance of that centroid from point O. So this will be area, this will be x bar, and this is y bar. Now we'll see the second next geometry. This is quarter circle. Now in case of quarter circle, this is origin O, y axis is over here and x axis is over here. Now centroid of the quarter circle has been located over here. This is centroid. So how to find x bar? What is x bar? It is distance of centroid from origin. Okay, so before that we will see what is the area of quarter circle. What will be area? It will be pi r square by 4. Now what is this x bar? It will be 4r upon 3 pi. What about y bar? Y bar will be again 4r upon 3 pi. These values you have to remember. Now one point was shown in the previous slide. What was that point? If the axis of symmetry is at an angle of 45 degree, here you can see, if axis of symmetry is at an angle of 45 degree. So here you can see this is axis of symmetry, and this angle is how much? 45 degree. So in that case, centroid, it lies where? On the axis of symmetry, which is at 45 degree. So that was the last point which we had seen in previous slide. Suppose this point is origin. What will be x bar and y bar? 0, no? Both x and y is 0. One more example we will see now. Suppose this is the point, origin. Now answer me, what will be x bar? First main minus you have to write down. Why? Because it is left of origin. So this will be r minus 4r by 3 pi. What about y bar? If this is the origin, y bar will be 4r upon 3 pi. See, just what you have to do, what is this x bar and y bar? It is location of centroid which is G from origin. So what will be x bar? See, this origin, centroid is towards left, na? So it will be negative, minus. Total distance kitna hai? Radius. And what is this distance? 4r upon 3 pi. So r minus 4r upon 3 pi. What about vertical distance? It will remain same, 4r upon 3 pi, y bar. Okay, now sector part, this part will be homework, you can try it. Okay, axis has been shown over here, y axis is there, x axis is there, and y bar, it is 0. Why? Because this sector, it is symmetric about x axis. So whenever a geometry is symmetric about the axis, about x axis, then y bar is 0. If geometry, in this case we had seen, if geometry is like semicircle, if it is symmetric about y axis, then in that case x bar is 0, provided origin, you have to see the location of origin, huh? That is main important point. So if origin location is somewhere else, in that case it won't be 0. So make sure you are noting the direction of origin before you start the numerical of centroid. So now we'll start with the numerical on centroid. Okay, now in case of centroid, first step is what? To identify origin point. Now in order to do that, just observe the x and y axis. So here you can see x axis is there and this one is y axis, where they are intersecting at point, which point? A. point A. So first step is to identify origin. We have identified that it is point A. Now second step, it is to identify how many geometries are there, total geometries. So first geometry, it is this one, triangle. Second geometry is rectangle. Third geometry, it is semicircle. And fourth geometry, we have to subtract, it is circle. So you have to find what? Centroid of this shaded part. Okay, this circle is not the part of that area which we have to calculate centroid. So basically we need to subtract that value. Now, first step will be, you have to locate the centroid of individual geometry. Where will be the centroid of this triangle? It will be over here. This will be the location. Suppose this location is G1. So basically then we'll calculate, how to calculate we'll see later. Okay, then what is the second step? Second diagram is this rectangle. Where will be the centroid of this rectangle? It will be center of that rectangle. So mark that point. So suppose this is the point and this point is G2. Now third geometry, we'll consider it as semicircle. So for this semicircle, where will be the location of centroid? It will be this one. Okay, for this, what help you have to take? In presentation I had showed you the table, right? One table was there where we had triangle, rectangle, then semicircle and quarter circle. You have to take help of that. So that table you have to remember properly. Now this is the location of centroid, so mark it over here. So suppose this is location of centroid G3. What about circle? So circle, it will be the center of the circle, so that will be G4. So this is the second step. Now we are going to solve this question by tabular method. So you can see I have shown a table over here. In this table, what is written? First is shape, second is area, third is x coordinate of centroid, then next one is ai into xi, next one is yi, and last one is ai into yi. Now why this is written over here like this is because what is x bar formula? X bar formula is summation of ai into xi divided by summation of ai. What about y bar? Y bar is equal to summation of ai yi upon summation of ai. So basically we have to finally calculate x bar and y bar. Now that x bar and y bar, it will be with respect to this point A because that is the origin which we are considering. So for this composite geometry without this circle center, what will be the G location? Suppose this is the G. So we have to find x bar. This will be x bar. And this part will be y bar. Okay, this finally we have to calculate. Now in order to solve this, we are taking help of this table. So first shape, we will write down, we are considering it as triangle. So first shape is triangle ABC. What is the area of this triangle? Area, I have written the unit of that area also meter square. Why? Because everywhere unit is what? Meter. See the units. It is meter. So what will be area of this triangle? It will be half into base is 3 into height. What is the height of this triangle? It will be, this is, here you can see this radius is there. So this radius is 2. So the total height will be 4 meter. So from here we can calculate area, which is 6 meter square. No need to write down the unit because common unit of area I have written over here. Then what is xi? So what is this xi? It will be x1 for geometry 1. So now what we have to calculate is what is the distance of this centroid G1 from origin A. Now if you recall, if you recall, we had seen the formulas. In that formula, the point opposite to hypotenuse, from that point centroid was at a height by 3 and base was b by 3. Now we have to calculate it from this side. So what will be the distance of this centroid, x distance, x1? It will be this one. Okay, so what will be this distance? It will be the total distance. What is this? Base minus this distance, it is 3 by 3, base by 3. So I'll write it down. x1 is equal to, from this point, this distance will be how much? It will be b by 3. But if you see this point, from this point, this distance will be 2/3 of b. Same thing is valid in case of y. If you consider this height, this will be h by 3. But if you take this, this will be 2/3 of height. Okay, so that is why this distance will be 2/3 of this base. So write down xi is 2/3 of that base, and base is how much? 3. So from here we will get this as 2. Now next is xi into ai. Now this ai xi value you have to just multiply. So 6 into 2 will be 12. Next, yi. So what is this yi? Distance of centroid of triangle from point A. Now this will be how much? This will be h by 3. Okay, so how much is h? This total height, it is 4. So 4 by 3. So this comes out to be 1.33. Now you have to multiply area into y. So area is 6 multiplied by this y. This will give ai into yi, 7.98. So we have completed first geometry, triangle. Now we'll go to the second geometry. So now second geometry is rectangle, and this rectangle is BCDE. What will be area of this rectangle? It will be width multiplied by height. So 3 multiplied by total height is 4. 3 into 4 equal to 12. Unit we have already written over here, meter square. Next we have to calculate, now this again tricky part, we have to calculate distance of G2 from origin A. So what will be this distance? It will be 3 plus, for rectangle, what is the centroid x direction? It will be that breadth by 2. So this will be 3 by 2. So what is this distance? x2 for the rectangle, it will be 3 plus 3 by 2. So I'll write it down. For rectangle, it will be 3 plus 3 by 2. So this will be 4.5 meter. So from here I can calculate ai into xi. So ai into xi for rectangle, it is 54. Next we will see y bar of this rectangle. So this is G2, and if you consider origin is over here, what will be this y distance? This y distance will be total, which is 4 divided by 2. So it will be 2. 4 by 2 equal to 2. Then we'll calculate ai into yi. So it is 24. Now third geometry, it is this semicircle. Now for semicircle we have marked G3 over here. So what will be x bar? Okay, so x3 will be how much? From point A, it will be this 3 plus this 3 plus this distance. What is this distance? We had discussed in formula, 4r upon 3 pi. So I'll write down. Next is semicircle EFD. what will be area of that semicircle? It will be pi into r is 2 square divided by 2. So area of semicircle, it is 6.283 meter square. Now x distance, what will be this distance? It will be up to this point D, it is 6, 3 plus 3, plus this distance is 4r upon 3 pi. So 6 plus 4 r is how much? 2 upon 3 pi. So from here we will get xi, okay, or x3, it is equal to 6.848. 6.848. Next we'll calculate AI into xi. So AI into xi is 43.025. Next we will consider y bar. So this is centroid of semicircle. What will be this y bar? This y3, it will be radius of this semicircle. What is radius? 2 meter. So write down y is 2 meter. So now next will be AI into yi. So AI is this one and yi is this one. So that value is equal to 12.566. Now last geometry is this circle which we have to subtract. So we'll write down circle, and this circle, I'll write it over here. We have to cut this circle. So cut means we have to use negative sign when we are writing area. So write down area will be minus of, what is area of this circle? For this circle here you can see this diameter, it is given as 1.5 meter. So what will be area? Area will be pi into r, 0.75 square. So this area is minus 1.767. Now what is x bar? This is the G4 point which we have already marked. So what is x4 from point A? This distance, it is 3 plus 3, 6. So xi or x4, it will be 3 plus 3 equal to 6. What about AI into xi? So it will be A4 into x4. So that value for circle, it is minus 10.602. Next we will consider y. So this is the G4 point from point A. What is this height of centroid? It will be this distance. So this distance is 2 meter. So y will be 2 meter. Next we will have to calculate AI into yi. So which comes out to be minus 3.534. Now what is the next step? We have to locate. So write down locate x bar and y bar. So x bar will be equal to, what is the formula? X bar is equal to summation of AI into xi divided by summation of AI, and y bar is equal to summation of AI into yi divided by summation of AI. Now in this table we require what? Summation of AI into xi. So I'll write down that value over here. So here you can see I have shown the summation sign. So summation of AI into xi, that value is 98.423. So what is this? Basically you have to add this 12 plus 54 plus 43.025 minus 10.602. Same way we will consider now summation of AI into yi. So here we have to write down that value. So that value is 41.012, and we require summation of AI also. So we have to add all these areas. Okay, and this area is negative over here. So write down summation of A, it is 22.52. Now just we have to substitute all the values in the equation. Summation AI into Xi is 98.423 divided by summation AI is 22.52. So from here I can calculate X bar, which is equal to 4.37 meter, and Y bar is equal to summation AI into Yi, this value 41.012 divided by summation AI 22.52. So from here I'll get Y bar. Y bar is 1.82 meter. So we have calculated X bar and we have calculated Y bar. Now how to write the final answer is we have to draw the diagram again. So here you can see this diagram has been shown again, and now with respect to point A, which is origin, we have to show this X bar and Y bar. Now what is the value of this X bar? 4.37. So up to this point it is 3. Okay, so this will be 4.5, center of rectangle. So it will be before that. So suppose X bar location will be somewhere on this axis. What about Y bar? It is 1.82. So 1.82, this much height, it is 2. So 1.82 will be below that. So in that way you have to mark this. So suppose this is the location of centroid of this geometry G. And what is the X bar value? We will write down this on the geometry. This X bar is 4.37. What about Y bar? This Y bar is equal to 1.82 meter. All these distances we have calculated with respect to which point? Point A. Now here if suppose origin is at this point O, remember that the centroid will be same for the geometry, only X bar and Y bar will change. Okay, that you should understand. When I am calculating this Xi, I have to write this like this only, 2/3 of 3, because paper checker should understand how you got this 2 value.